Concord police officer was caught blowing past a stopped school bus. This happened yesterday on Odell School Road in Cabarrus County. Right there, the video. You see it? You see the bus stop. A child is starting to get off, and then that marked police car drives on by, not stopping at all. Let's watch it again. The North Carolina Highway Patrol tonight is investigating. WBTV's Erica Lunsford spoke with the girl's father this evening. Erica's live at the Concord Police Department. So, Erica, what did he have to say?
You know, Molly, he says he wants the officer who was driving to be held responsible. Now, the father did not want to talk to me on camera, but we did talk for a bit off camera. He says what we don't see in that video is the normal routine between his younger son and his daughter. He says his son typically runs through the yard and runs up to his sister, greeting her as she comes home from school. And of course, just seeing that video, he's glad that things did not turn out differently.
You're probably happy it was exactly as it was, and it wasn't different. Clearly a close call, Erica. Did the dad tell you if his daughter saw the police cruiser coming up? What made her stop before getting off the bus?
Well, you know, he says as a parent, you know, you always teach your kids to look both ways before crossing the street. But he says he credits the bus driver for helping to save his daughter's life. He says the bus driver called out his daughter's name, causing her to pause and just freeze at the doors right there, just barely missing the officer as he passed through. So he is grateful for that bus driver stepping up and calling out his daughter's name. And he hopes that that bus driver receives some type of recognition for helping to save his daughter's life. Now, we did show this video to a few people around town today. Here's some of their reactions.
I think that is terrible. That child could have been hurt really bad or even killed. And I don't know, they really need to do something about that.
If I were to do that, I'd probably lose my license. So why is he still driving my taxpayer-funded vehicle? They should be held to a higher standard.
And Molly, as you mentioned, this is all being investigated by the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, and we're just looking to see what comes out of this.
What does Cabarrus County School District say, Erica?
We actually reached out to them today. We have yet to hear back from them.
Ongoing investigation. Erica Lunsford live in Concord tonight.
Okay, so y'all just heard that audio right there, and I wish they would have put the person's name in there, but that's fine because I know what his name is, and this is actually his picture right here. So this is coming out of Concord, North Carolina, where this guy, whose name is Sergeant Matthew Willet, that is his name, Matthew Willet, was driving in his police cruiser. And instead of stopping when the bus was allowing this child to get off, he rode right past it. Now, I saw the video, and I'm going to describe to you how it looked. So you have the bus right there in the middle, like pretty much in the middle of the street, and her house is right there across the street. She has to get off the bus, and the door is on the side of where her house is. So it's not like she gets off and the bus, gets off the bus, and the door's on the other side, and she has to walk around in the front of the bus and walk around. She had to get off and walk directly across the street. This guy literally did not pay attention to that stop sign that extends out on the bus, and it has two blinking lights. I mean, it's so many warning signs. When the stop sign extends out, it blinks. It has two lights on the top, one on the top and one on the bottom, and then it has the two blinking red lights on the back of the bus, indicating to stop. And that's on both sides of the street, whether you're behind the bus or on the other opposite side of the street. This guy rode right past it, which means he blew through a stop sign, because technically that is a stop sign. That's already a violation right there. He blew right past that stop sign and could have hit this girl. And like the father said, luckily the bus driver called the girl's name and told her to stop, because the way the video was framed, if that bus driver didn't pay attention, I'm guessing out of his mirror, that this car was coming, that girl would have gotten hit for sure. Like, if you see the video, she would have got hit. It would have been even at the last minute, it wouldn't have been enough to catch her attention to pull her back, because she would have either panicked and tried to run across the street, which would have been too much, or she probably would have froze in the middle of the street and still got hit. So either way, she would have gotten hit. And luckily the bus driver was quick thinking and told her to stop, because the little girl literally got on the last step of the bus before the next step would have been for her to get onto the street. So kudos to that bus driver. As for this piece of shit right here, they need to do more than put him on paid administrative leave, because that's what they got him. That he needs more than that, because as a cop, he definitely violated a lot. This little girl could have died. At the very least, sustained some serious injuries. She probably would have ended up underneath the vehicle because he was driving an SUV. It wasn't a regular police cruiser. It was a freaking SUV, which means at her height, she probably would have been scraped under the, she probably been roadkill. Like, what the hell were you doing when you weren't paying attention to that? And not only that, this guy didn't slowly drive past. This guy was going at a pretty good speed. Like, to the point where if she didn't end up under his vehicle, he would have definitely knocked her back a few feet. That's how big the vehicle was and how fast he was driving. And I'm not even over exaggerating. You can go and look at the video for yourself. Now, if we as regular citizens got to get held accountable for doing something like this, then he needs to be held accountable even more because he's in law enforcement. But we'll see what happens. To my people that are down there in North Carolina who probably have heard about the story, it's coming out of Concord. I know exactly where Concord is. Can y'all please let me know if there's any updates following the story and any true consequences, if any, would fall upon this guy?